In this video, we're going to do a comparison between two very comparable power stations. This is the DJI Power 1000 and the EcoFlow Delta 2. So let's kind of test them out, look into the differences, and see if either one's a good option for you. So both of these power stations have 1,024 watt hours capacity, but the inverter size is different. The DJI has a 2,200 watt inverter with a 4,400 watt surge, whereas the EcoFlow has an 1,800 watt inverter with a 2,700 watt surge. So as far as AC outlets, you can see the DJI has two. You can turn it on by pressing that button. Here's the EcoFlows. They got two of the 3-prong, and then they also got 4 of the 2-prong. So you do get more plugs with the EcoFlow, but you do have the bigger AC inverter on the DJI. But obviously you could just plug a surge protector into one of these and then have multiple outlets, which would be kind of similar to this. I mean, it is nice that these are built in, but that's just something to consider. And then to turn the AC inverter on, you just press that button. As far as weight and carrying, they're both very similar. The DJI weighs about 28 pounds. You can see the nice handles to grab it, kind of keep it in your power zone. And then the EcoFlow has basically similar handles also, and this weighs 27 pounds. As far as build quality, the DJI is definitely a little more solid, harder plastic. They say it can support up to 220 pounds on top of it, which is really good. You can tell the EcoFlow is just a little bit, a little bit cheaper of a plastic. I definitely wouldn't put 220 pounds on that. So both of these have adjustable charging speeds from 0 to 100% in 80 minutes on the EcoFlow and 0 to 100% in 70 minutes on the DJI. The EcoFlow, you have to adjust the charging speed in the app, which it does have an app, whereas the DJI does not. It has a physical button though to switch it from 600 watts to 1200 watts. So here is the app for the EcoFlow. You can see you got your input output. It'll tell you, see we're at 100%. It says estimated time. You can see your AC DC. Pretty simple. You can turn it on. Any of your USB, your 12 volt, all of that from right here. And then they do have some settings. You can turn off that beep. You can see here's the charging speed that I said. You can charge it all the way down 200 watts up to 1200 watts. So it's very customizable. And then they got a lot of other settings here, screen timeouts and firmware updates and things like that. So this can take 500 watts of solar and fully charge in about 3 hours in perfect conditions. There's one port that's built in for a solar panel. On this, it can take 800 watts of solar and fully charge in about an hour and a half with perfect conditions, but there is no built-in solar controller. You have to get their solar adapter, and each one of these can handle 400 watts of solar. So to get the full 800 watts of solar, you will have to buy 2 of these. They have these SDC ports on it, which are like customizable. So basically there's this little attachment that goes on the side. You can see I have the bracket already on there, and both of these screw in there, which I'll show you here in a minute. So each one of these solar adapters can handle 3 solar panels, obviously, which I'll show you the solar panels here in a minute. To get the full 400 watts in each one though, you'd obviously have to have a 200 watt solar panel in one of them, and then 2 100 watt solar panels. You can get up to a 5-year warranty with both of these. These both have a bunch of safety features in them, and they both have lithium iron phosphate batteries, which are safer and a lot longer lasting than regular lithium ion batteries. They're both rated at 3,000-4,000 cycles down to 70 or 80%, so they're meant to last over 10 years of continuous charge and discharge. On the Power 1000, all the plugs are on the front. There's nothing on the side or the back, so it is nice to kind of be able to put it against a shelf or in a corner or something. Here's on the EcoFlow, you got some plugs on the front. You got an expansion port because this is expandable up to 3,000 watt hours, whereas the DJI is not. So if you're looking for expansion, it does have that feature. And then it has all the AC stuff and the 12 volt on the back. On the Power 1000, the DC section is always live, whereas on the EcoFlow, you have to press a button to turn it on. The Delta 2 does have 2 100 watt USB-Cs, whereas the Power 1000 has 2 140 watt USB-Cs, which is the fastest I've ever seen in a power station. So we're gonna kind of test that out right now. We're getting 94 watts right now, and it's saying an estimate full charge of about 47 minutes. So let's try this 140 watt out quick. Plug it in here and see what happens. See if we can charge that up a little faster. There it goes. See if it passes the 100. Yep. So we're at 124 watts on this Power 1000, and now it's saying 38 minutes to fully charge. I think it said 47 or 48 on the Delta 2. I have tested this out and saw it get to almost 140 before. I think it's because this is so drained, it won't let it go to the full 140 yet, but I do think this is gonna climb if I leave this plugged in for a little bit longer. So let's plug in another power bank and see if that climbs quite a bit. So we're up to 144 watts now. So we're getting 114 watts on the Delta 2. So a little bit faster on the Power 1000. Let's test out these USB-A sections. So on the Power 1000, we got two 24 watt USB-A, which are also the fastest I've ever seen on a power station. And then on the Delta 2, we got two 12 watt USB-As and two 18 watt USB-As. So you do got more USB-As on the Delta 2, but we have faster ones on the Power 1000. So let's test this out quick. As you guys know, DJI is known for their drones, and that's like the only drones that I fly. So this is their Mini 3 batteries and controller. So let's plug this in and see if we get any difference. So you can see they're both charging up right now, and we are getting 22 watts. Let's plug them into the fast charge on the Delta 2. Let's see if we get the same 22 watts or if it's different. So we're just getting 1 watt less on the Delta 2 at 21 watts. So they both come with the power cord. There's no power brick needed for either one, but the Delta 2 does come with the car charger, whereas the DJI, you do have to buy it separate. Like I said, these STC ports are very customizable, so if you don't need to charge it this way, then you don't have to. And then for the 12 volt car plug, you also have to buy this separate. They do have packages you can get from DJI, just depending on what you're looking for. So there is no 12 volt cigarette plug on here. Whereas on the Delta 2, there is a 12 volt cigarette plug built into it. You can see the plug for it right here. And then it does have two of these barrel style plugs, and you can turn it on and off by pressing that. These car chargers will charge them both up in about 12 hours. With the DJI, you can technically get a second one because, like I said, there's two STC ports. So if you wanted to charge it up twice as fast and you have two cigarette lighters in your car, you could do that. And if you wanted two of the cigarette plugs also, you could do the same thing and have two of them in here. Obviously, DJI is known for their drones. So one sweet feature of these STC ports is you can get these adapters for a few of their drones. I think it's like their Air 3, their Mavic 3, their Inspire 3, and like the Matrice 30. So it allows you to charge up the batteries like 50% faster and basically fly all day with less batteries. All right, guys, we're about to go all out on these AC inverters and see what these things can do here. So like I said, that's got a 2200 watt inverter and that's got an 1800 watt inverter. But they do have a feature where the DJI can do up to 2600 watts for 30 seconds, and the Delta 2 can do 2400 watts for like 60 seconds. So let's see if this is true. So let's turn these bad boys on. Turn the AC section on there. There it is. Let's turn this one on. We got it on the highest setting, high 86 Fahrenheit. So we're settling around about 1500 watts here. Let's turn this one on high and see if it can do that, or if it's gonna go way over the 2200. Ooh. So we're over, yeah, 2400. So you can see it's beeping. Okay, so it lasted probably 30 seconds. So let's turn this back on here. Looks like that's all I needed to do. We'll turn this on high again, and then we'll do this on medium this time. Well, guys, I've been running this one on high and this one on medium for like 3 minutes or so now, 4 minutes. We're still at almost 2300 watts, and it's not beeping or nothing. So it looks like you can actually handle like 2300 watts continuously. So now let's try the same test on the EcoFlow. So yep, we're at about 1470 watts. So let's turn this one on high again and see what happens. Oh, instantly shut off. Let's try this one more time, but we're gonna turn it to medium right away. See if we can handle medium. Pushing 2200 watts. So a little bit less than what the DJI said it was pushing, but it's still running. So let's see if we can continuously run at 20, nope. So far the conclusion is the Power 1000 handled almost 2300 watts continuous, whereas the Delta 2 handled it for 60 seconds. So I'm gonna try it again on low and see how long the Delta 2 can handle it. So it has been over a minute, so it must be able to handle almost 1900 watts continuous, which is pretty sweet. But not as much as the Power 1000, which handled almost 2300 watts continuous. All right, they both have UPS mode, so let's test that out now. The DJI is a 20 millisecond UPS mode, whereas the EcoFlow is a 30 millisecond UPS mode. Then the AC section on, and then let's try this toaster. So we're gonna pull the plug and see if this keeps going. Ready? Yep, toaster's still going, so the UPS mode does work on the DJI. Let's test this UPS mode out. Here we got it going. Ready? Yep, UPS mode works on this too. All right, guys, it's time to test out the fan noise. Let's turn both of these on. Get this thing cranking. So we're at about 47, 48 watts in the front here by the fan. 48, 50 watts from a few inches away, probably like 8 inches away. All right, let's turn these on. You can already tell it's much louder. From the front, we're getting like 55, 56. We're getting about 60 or so by the fan. Something else sweet about the Power 1000 having all these cords on the front here is you can get their bag, and so you can charge it from here. These are all your outputs there. You can just zip that back up there when you're not using it. It also has these like side vents for the fans, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can probably just tuck this down in here, and you could store stuff in there. They also have this compartment on the back where you can put stuff and then zip that up and then carry it around. So charge your drones up or whatever on the go. As like I said, on the Power 1000, you have to get these solar adapters. So each one's 400 watts, and then you can put up to 3 panels in it. So I already put the bracket on it. The bracket comes with it. You can get your screws to screw these in. I'm gonna screw them in quick, and then it also comes with the little Allen wrench here. It is very simple to install. Only takes a couple minutes. And you just take the cords and you just plug it right into these SDC ports. You can see it already detects that I plugged it in. It does have a nice little color screen there, and you can see it shows the volts right there, because when I unplug this, one of them will go away, so that's pretty sweet. As far as solar, DJI did partner with Zygnus. This is like their solar panels they recommend. These are 100-watt solar panels. Definitely high quality for sure. They weigh 9 pounds. They got 9-foot cords, which is nice, that are connected to it. They're XT60 cords, so and these are IP65 waterproof rating, so it can handle like light rain, light snow. But yeah, let's put this thing together, and we got a little bit of sun, so let's see if we can get some solar charge. So there's a clip on the handle there, and has a little Velcro thing to hold it together. It's got Velcro on the back of this too. So then you take the 9-foot XT60 cord and you plug it into the solar adapter on the side of the Power 1000. Like that. So we got one. Let's see what we got. Well, there is kind of a tree there. Maybe I should move it back a little bit. So you're getting about 72, 73 watts right now with one. It is a late October morning, so obviously it's not in the middle of the summer, so that's not bad. So let's go try plugging 5 more in here quick. All right, guys, we got all 6 plugged in. I don't know if you can tell, but it's hard to tell on video, but it is behind some trees, thin layer of branches and stuff. So it's obviously not going to get full solar, those like branches right there. But let's see what we got here. Looks like we're getting 435 watts. That's actually really good for late October, and it kind of behind trees a little bit. I'm very impressed with that. At this rate, it says it'll fully charge in about 38 minutes. Kind of cool. It shows the volts on there too at the top. You can see the back here, guys. It's got 2 legs, and they say which side is down. Makes it very simple. They even have Velcro to kind of really hold it together. And yeah, nice quality, nice zipper for the 9-foot XT60 cord. Nice handles. It's even got some grommets on there, so you can hang it up if you want to. So on the Delta 2, you can only plug 1 in at a time. So we're gonna plug 1 in here. Same test, see if we get a pretty high percentage. I tried to plug in the one that's not really in the tree shade there. Let's see what we get. Does it turn on? Maybe I get, oh, there we go. I want to make sure I'm out of the shade there. The sun's cranking up there, so we're getting over 70 some watts there. So yeah, these 100-watt solar panels are definitely efficient and high quality. And obviously you're going to want a larger solar panel on the back of the Delta 2 because there's only 1 plug there.